Good afternoon. Yes. Yes, call the list.
From Delhi College, under the heading Order to Defect, PL number 1, PL number 16-230-21, Mr. Jamjit Mukherjee.
Yes, Mr. Mukherjee.
Malas, the sound is not audible. Lordship, sound.
Yes, am I audible? Am I audible?
Very feeble, my lords.
नहीं, my lords is
Yes,
audible.
yes, my lord is audible, my lords.
My lord.
Yes.
Malas, in this case, on the last date, subject to Lordship's order, Malas, I have removed some defects, but two defects remain to be ignored by my lord.
Yes.
One is the Wakalatnama with regards to the scanned copy. And the other defect, Malas, which says that the execution of the petitioner number 1 is different in the impugned order.
Yes, what is the execution? Jahiruddin.
Jaharuddin and Jahar.
The defect ignored. Yes, what is this?
Malas, this is a case under section 414 and the Animal Cruelty Act, Malas, Bovine Animal Slaughter Act, Malas. There are 4 petitioners. They were apprehended with a vehicle carrying bovine animals, Malas, allegedly for slaughtering. Malas, petitioner numbers 3 and 4 have antecedents. They have been involved in 2 other similar cases. But petitioners 1 and 2, Malas, this is the first time that they have been arrested. First case. They are in custody, Malas, since 11/10/21.
In impugned order, 1 and 2 has also criminal incident in Odisha. It has been come in impugned order.
Yes.
1 and 2, Jaruddin and Pintu Kumar.
Yes. Case diary. The EPP will inform as to whether the petitioners have got any criminal cases registered against them, similar criminal cases registered against them or not, whether in the state of Jharkhand or in the state of Odisha.
Malas, in Odisha, Malas, I have stated they have 2
Let him
cases.
file affidavit. Let him file affidavit.
My lord.
Yes. Next.
PL number 2, PL number 162-21.
My lord,
Yes, Mr. Roy.
may I have removed the defect, your lordship, by filing
Case.
type copy of the FIR, lordship. विचक्राफ्ट का है हुजूर, कस्टडी हो गया 18/10/2021 से। इसमें एलिगेशन है कि ईटा पत्थर से घर बन गए।
ईटा पत्थर से?
जी हुजूर, ईटा पत्थर घर में फेंक दिए, यही है एलिगेशन।
Is not a case of assault.
नोट मिलो, नोट यहाँ है कि आज तुमको महिला पिलाकर तुम्हारा सारा गुस्सा कर देंगे।
The allegation against the petitioner is that the petitioners they have branded the informant as a witch and tortured her, mentally tortured her. It is stated that several unwarranted and materials were thrown in her house. Full stop. Next para. Considering the argument of the parties and finding that the petitioners are in custody since 18/10/2021, and charge sheet has already been submitted, and there is no case of physical assault. I'm inclined to release the petitioners on bail, subject to the condition that one of the bailers should be close relative. Full stop. Further, the petitioners will not try to contact or contact the informants.
Serial number 3, case number 201/22, Mr. Rahul Ranjan.
May it please the lordship, case relates to cyber offense, my lords. And on the
Case diary antecedents.
obliged, my lord.
Meantime, defects should be removed.
Obliged, my lord.
serial number 4, BA number 202 of 22, Mr. Gopal K. Sinha.
In this time appearing, Your Lordship, the case of 379 of the IPC, no claim, no report, only confessional statement of the accused, Your Lordship, and custody things 17/11/21. An impugn order will go to show that there is also one case of the similar nature. For
What
that,
have you
Your Lordship,
What have you
my humble
stolen?
the Bolero jeep was stolen, Your Lordship, from the house. But he has got no.
It is alleged that a Bolero jeep was stolen from the house of the informant. Full stop.
Petitioner has a seven criminal cases, my lord.
How many cases?
No, only two cases. Only two cases. One case is today और tomorrow हुजूर के यहाँ है. हुजूर के यहाँ कल item number हुजूर है 21. BN number 20522. Only two cases.
Okay.
Memo of evidence में
जो लिखा हुआ है
Just a
MP
minute.
लिखा हुआ है.
में आया हुआ।
It is
Yes, Mr. Dubey.
मेमो ऑफ एविडेंस में हजूर आया हुआ है 7 केसेस, इस केस के अलावा में है
7 cases. Similar
Right.
nature.
इस केसेस में
against petitioners.
यस मैम हम पास मेमो आया हुआ है, उसी में मेंशन किया हुआ है।
Yes, Mr. Siddharth.
I beg to submit, Your Lordship, that two cases within my knowledge, and it has been written in the impugn order itself. Impugn order will go.
The judge doesn't know how many cases are there against you. It is the prosecution who will say how many cases are there against you. State,
May I file supplementary affidavit, Your Lordship?
state to file affidavit stating how many cases are pending against the petitioners. And the state of these cases.
Oblige.
Yes, sir.
Oblige.
Serial number 5, 203 of 22.
In this case, my lord, day before previous day, the main accused has been granted bail by your lordships. The allegation of NDPS Act, from the chomming shop of Vicky Kumar Singh, 350 gram of ganja was recovered. The petitioner was not named in the file. I am not named. Subsequently, in confession, he has taken my name that the ganja was supplied by me. And that Vicky Kumar Singh has been granted by your lordships. Now, one fact, my lords, I have got one criminal antecedent. In that case, my lords, I was apprehended with 45 grams of ganja. On the date of occurrence of present case, even 1.5 months before from the date of occurrence of the present case, I was in custody.
Look at the one Vicky Kumar was apprehended with 350 grams of ganja. But so he confessed and made a statement that it is this petitioner who has supplied the ganja. So next paragraph. The petitioner submits that though a similar nature of case is pending against the petitioner in relation to ganja only, yet the petitioner has been falsely implicated in this case. He submits that just because there was an earlier case against the petitioner, the police has roped him in this case without any evidence, 7 except the confessional statements. So next paragraph. The APP opposes and submits that the petitioner has got a criminal antecedent, but admits, yes, his name is transferred to a confessional statement.
Yes, definitely, 100%. Yes.
My lord, lordship, my lord, in the confession of this victim,
Just tell me whether the petitioner's name transferred from the confessional statement or not.
yes,
Or
lord.
other independent materials.
My lord, as per the report, my lord, it has come, my lord, the confession of the petition. So I put, my lord, who said the petitioner has supplied 5 kg ganja, my lord.
APP admits that the name of the petitioner transferred from the confessional statement of the co-accused, and after his arrest, he has confessed his guilt. Considering the aforesaid fact that the petitioner is named on the confessional statement, I'm inclined to release the petitioner, subject to the condition. One of the bailers should be close relative with insufficient landed property in his name within the state of Jharkhand. Further, another bailer should be a resident of Jharkhand having sufficient landed property in his name. Further, both the bailers should file an undertaking. The undertaking that they will so and so. Yes, next.
Serial number 6, BA number 204 of 22, Mr. Suraj Singh, Mr. Sunil Singh, for the petitioner.
This is not passed over, my lord.
No, why pass over?
Arguing counsel Suraj Singh engaged in other court, my lord.
Lord, in this case, I received the memo of evidence, my Lord. Petitioner has got 5 criminal cases, my Lord.
What is the allegation in this case?
And each cases, my Lord. Sorry. Sir, I'm waiting this.
CD with the injury report.
Serial 7, DA number 208 of 22, Mr. Anjali Kumar.
May I pray, Lordship? The offenses under section 363, 366A and 370 of the IPC. Lordship, as per the FIR, petitioner is not named in the FIR, Lordship. Thereafter, the petitioner is implicated in this case on confessional statement of one co-accused, Paul Kandhir. Lordship, who has granted bail by this
Case diary.
obliged.
Antecedent report.
Obliged. एंटीसीडेंट पर लॉर्डशिप को एक्विटल हो गया, एक केस का है वो एक्विटल हो चुका है, उसमें 2006 का ही केस है, हम पारा 16 में लिखे.
And the antecedent report along with the status of the case, if any, against the petitioner.
Serial number 8, DA number 209 of 22, Mr. PC Sinha.
As Lordship, I am appearing for the petitioner, Lordship. This allegation under section 420, 406, 467, 468, and 471, 34 IPC, Lordship. Allegation is that Lordship, one Om Prakash Singh, who is the petitioner, was the student of one of the informant, Lordship, and introduced one person, another person, for giving nokri. It is allegation against only for introduction, and later on, Lordship, may I read, Lordship, FIR as page number 13, Lordship. That is important, Lordship. प्रकाश सिंह कोचिंग क्लास में जनरल कंपटीशन की तैयारी कर रहा था. उसने दोस्त के हैसियत से लड़का जिसका नाम ऋषभ शर्मा बताया, जो वर्तमान सुजला कंपाउंड में रहता है. उसकी पत्नी का नाम पूनम कुमारी बताया. ओम प्रकाश सिंह ने ऋषभ शर्मा को कई बार अपने साथ लाया. धीरे धीरे बातचीत करते करते मेरी पारिवारिक स्थिति में जानकारी ले लिया. मेरा छोटा भाई प्रियरंजन जो नौकरी के तलाश में था, उठाया और बोला कि अगर आपको नौकरी चेक जो दी.
Who is appearing? For the counsel for the petition.
I am appearing for the state lordship.
Okay. This petitioner only introduced.
Yes, Lordship.
Lordship.
There's an allegation that on the pretext of providing job, a huge money was taken from the informants, and thereafter the informant was duped by handing over a forged appointment letter of Central Coalfields Limited. Full stop. Next paragraph. The counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner merely introduced the main accused, that is Rishabh Sharma and his wife, with the informant. He submits that from the FIR, it is also clear that all the allegations are against Rishabh Sharma and the wife. He further submits that it is the wife who had given a check in refund of the amount which was paid, but the same was dishonored. Next paragraph. APP opposes the prayer. First of all, after going through the order and the FIR, I find that the petitioner has introduced Rishabh Sharma and his wife with the informants. It is also apparent from the impugned order that Rishabh Sharma was running a big racket to extort money on the pretext of giving job. Full stop. Considering the allegation that the petitioner only introduced, petitioner was the introducer, I am inclined to release this petitioner on bail, 10,002 sureties.
Obliged, Lordship.
May I please, my lords?
What's doing, Mr. Lordship?
Yes.
My lords, there are some defects. May I submit, my lord?
Yes.
Malas, this is a case under section 420 and 34. Malas, the prosecution case is that the informant got a phone call stating that he has won a Bajaj motorcycle and some other articles as a lottery gift. Thereafter, Malas, the informant was asked.
Asked to give some telephone number and all these things.
Yes, Malas.
And you have been
The only allegation on this petitioner is, Malas, that the informant was asked by a person to deposit 13,500 in the account of this petitioner, which he did.
Then what you did with the money?
Malas, I am not aware of who deposited why and 13,500.
Have you reported to the bank that I don't know this amount doesn't belong to me?
Malas, everyday transactions are not recorded in the bank. Malas, sent to me in WhatsApp, in my messages. Sorry, Malas.
Who says so?
Malas, the banks are not very prompt in sending messages also.
Absolutely, they are prompt.
And Malas, he is in custody since 12/8/21.
You know, the concept of the petitioner submits that there is an allegation against the petitioner that in his account 13,500 was deposited by the informant, as the informant received a call in getting intimation received a telephone call wherein the caller intimated that the informant has received some lottery benefits for which the amount has to be deposited. First stop. It is an allegation that on depositing the aforesaid amount,
Several other amounts were deposited in other accounts also.
and also after depositing several other amounts, in spite of depositing the aforesaid amount and other amount, the benefits were not extended to the informant. First stop. Next, for the concept of the petitioner submits that the only allegation against the petitioner is that the informant has deposited 13,500 rupees on the account of the petitioner. Full stop. He submits that the petitioner is in custody since
12/8/21.
12/8/21, and in fact, the petitioner has not made any phone call, not duped the informant. Full stop. Next paragraph. He also submits that charge sheet has already been submitted in this case, and there's no chance of tampering the evidence. Next, the APP opposes the prayer. Full stop. After hearing the parties, I find that there's allegation against the petitioner is that rupees 13,500 was deposited in the account of this petitioner. Full stop. Charge sheet has already been submitted. Full stop. Considering the fact that charge sheet has been submitted, I'm inclined to release the petitioner on bail, 10,000 to sureties with a further condition that he will deposit 15,000 rupees before the court below, which will be subject to the result of the trial.
My lord, obliged.
DA number 10, DA number 212 of 22.
This case may not have 17 CLA is involved actually.
Just a minute, yes.
17 CLA is similar. Fire is against unknown. His name transpired through the confessional statement of Anuruti. He was not arrested from the danger from the spot or anything. Recovery was not there. Allegation is FIR. FIR is general allegation against 8-9 unknown persons.
You damage the vehicles. You damage the vehicle.
No, that as against the unknown.
Yes.
The unknown. Anoopji was arrested and he confessed his guilt along with named this petitioner. And
8 criminal antecedent against this petitioner, my lord, similar nature.
8 criminal cases are pending. This is certainly in order. And my submission is, my lord, charge sheet has been submitted, it has been taken.
The state is directed to file an affidavit mentioning the antecedent of the petitioner and the stage of the cases which are pending against him. For the case diary also.
Serial 11, DA number 214 of 22, Mr. K. Nanda, for the
Yeah,
petitioner.
I am appealing on behalf of the petitioner. There is a defect here, may be ignored, my lord. There is a one extra section has been written in the impugned order from the FIR. 387 has also been written in the FIR. That is a defect has been pointed out. And my lord, on on the secret information, two persons were apprehended in the
What was
present.
recovered from your position?
One country-made revolver, a pistol has been recovered from my possession along with one live cartridge.
Custody since?
30/9/2021. Other co-accused having similar allegation has been allowed bail.
Case diary and the antecedents.
Serial 12, DA number 216 of 22, Mr. P. Lakshmi Kumar, for the petitioner.
Yes.
Some defects. Your Lordship.
Defects ignored.
Your Lordship, offense under section 304B, Your Lordship. My contention is, Your Lordship, that none of the witnesses of the villagers have stated that I have assaulted, I have tortured, or I have demanded. I'm mother-in-law, and she's having 3 sons and 3 daughters. All are living separately, no concern or separate mess and separate. And cause of death is asphyxia due to hanging. None of the villagers have stated that yes, she is also.
Also the case diary along with the post-mortem report.
Serial 13, DA number 217 of 22, Mr. Tarun Kumar, number 1, for the petitioner.
Offense under section 273 to 19/34 IPC, Lordship, and the section 47A of Excise Act. The petitioner is not named in the FIR, Lordship, and is in custody since 23/10/2021, having no criminal antecedent, Lordship.
$15 cartons and 168 bottles.
Yes, sir, but he is not concerned with the alleged recovered article, wine bottle and the vehicle, Lordship. The vehicle is registered in the name of another person, Lordship, that is Taranjit Singh Saluja.
So you are.
Name of the petitioner has transpired on the basis of the during investigation. Villagers have given the name of this petitioner, Lordship. He is not named in the FIR, Lordship.
Who are you? You are the driver.
No, neither driver nor owner, but due to some ulterior motive, Lordship, the villagers have given the name of this petitioner, Lordship.
Because a vehicle was apprehended. Was apprehended wherein, from where? 168 bottles of foreign liquor and foreign wine, and 10 bottles of foreign wine recovered. The driver fled from the place of occurrence. Full stop. Next para. From the counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is not named in the FIR. His name transpired from the confessional statement of.
During investigation, Lordship, the villagers have given the name of
the FIR. Rather, his name transpired during investigation, as some villages have given has whispered the name of this petitioner to be an accused. Full stop. APP opposes the prayer. Full stop. After going through the impugned order, I find that charge sheet has already been submitted in this case. The FIR is against unknown, and in the impugned order, it has only been mentioned that the name of the petitioner transpired during investigation, but what is his complicity has not been mentioned. Considering the aforesaid fact, I'm inclined to release this petitioner 10,000 two sureties.
Obliged.
Serial 14.
May it please your lordship, this is a plea for regular bail. Offences alleged under section 7A of the Prevention of Corruption Act. He is already in jail custody, your lordship, since 7/10/21. Engaged as a Rojgar Sevak who demanded rupees 3,000, your lordship.
Both serial number is not appearing in affidavit. Another two defects.
Mr. Tiwari,
Yes, your lordship.
the defect has to be removed. There is no serial number. I cannot ignore this. The defects to be removed. Within what time?
Within 1 week, your lordship.
Within 1 week.
Serial 15, DA number 222 of 22. Mr. Mohammed Fayyaz Alam, Mr. Mukesh Kumar, for the petitioner.
Yes, yes, yes.
So the offence under 379 461 of IPC.
379 461.
Lordship. Earlier the FIR was lost, but subsequently the final form was submitted by the police, seeing no clue in this matter.
Just a minute, yes.
At the body of Wakalat and other three defects. Total 4 defects.
Defects ignored. Yes.
But the offence under 379 and 461 of IPC. The offence is the FIR is that on the secret information has been given by the principal of the school that LCD has been stolen away from his school. The FIR was against unknown. Subsequently, the police has submitted final form in the matter saying that there is no clue in the matter. Now, subsequently, on the secret information, this petitioner was arrested and reinvestigation of the matter was initiated. Now, on that basis, Lordship, the petitioner was arrested, his confession was recorded, and this LCD was recovered from the house of the petitioner. The petitioner in custody since 20th of 11, 2021.
So you were arrested in respect of what case? Which case?
In the same case also. The further investigation was initiated by the police.
Okay.
Thereafter, I was arrested.
You were in custody since?
2011 2021. 20
Charge sheet submitted or not?
Charge sheet they will say कि अभी investigation pending है.
नहीं चार्जशीट नहीं सबमिट हुआ.
नहीं हुआ.
So it will be submitted on 20th.
MP note में page 21 में है. The charge sheet has still not been submitted in the court.
Yeah, take down. Heard the counsel for the petition, heard the counsel for the state. It has been, it is a case of the prosecution that LCD TV was stolen from
an inverter.
And an inverter was stolen. Next one. The petitioner is not named in the FIR. After investigation, initially the police submitted final report mentioning the case to be true, but the miscreants untraceable. Full stop. Later on, the police arrested this petitioner, and on his confession, the material was recovered from his house. Full stop. Next one. The petitioner is in custody since 2011-2021. No, sorry. Is in custody since, yes, 2011-2021. Considering the period of custody, I am inclined to release this petitioner 10,000 two sureties.
Serial 16, DA number 223 of 22, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, Mr. Vikesh Kumar.
Maybe Lordship, in this case, in one of the case not in the co-accused, the case diary has been called for not BA number 15310 by 2021. The offense 15310.
Yes.
15310 by 21.
Yes. Along with
Serial 17, DA number 224 of 22, Mr. Rajesh Kumar for the petitioner.
yes, Mr. Rajesh Kumar.
Two defects. The opponent name in block letters will be good below his signature, and one more alias name of petitioner may be stated in wakalatnama.
Yes. No one appears directed to remove the defect. The counsel is the petitioner is directed to remove the defect. Yes. Next.
Serial number 18, DA number 227 of 22, Mr. Anjali Kumar.
May I pray, Lordship, is the offence under section 366, 368 A of the IPC and section 12 of the POCSO Act. Thereafter, Lordship, charge was framed in this case under section 366, 376 2N, 417 of the IPC and section 6 of the POCSO Act. As per the FIR, Lordship, petitioner came at the house of the informant or victim on 16/9/2020 and with God lived 5 days, stay 5 days. Thereafter, on 24/9/2020, the petitioner taken the victim and fled away for the purpose of marriage. And thereafter, Lordship, the victim is returned back to her house, and the statement under section 164, as per the impugned order, Lordship, recorded.
Yes.
Recorded, and Lordship, during the movement, Lordship never raised alarm for rescue, and also Lordship, as per the medical examination, is sexually active, and her age assessed more than 17 years, 17 years plus minus 6 months, Lordship. Charge was framed also in this case, Lordship, and petitioner is under custody 2/8/2020.
Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. There is an allegation against the petitioner that he has committed sexual assault upon the victim, who is a minor. Next para. Counsel for the petitioner submits that in fact the entire act is consensual. He submits that the victim and this petitioner went to different places, but she had never raised any alarm. It is submitted that there is no evidence of rape in the as per the medical report. Next para. After hearing the counsel for the parties and going through the record, I find that there is an allegation of rape against upon this petitioner. Also, the victim is minor. Further charge has been framed under section 366, 376 within bracket 2, within bracket small n, oblique 417 of the Indian Penal Code, and section 6 of the POCSO Act. Full stop. The victim is yet to be examined. Full stop. Further, I find that the victim has supported the version in 164 CRPC in a statement under section 164 CRPC. Considering the aforesaid fact, this application is dismissed with the liberty to the petitioner to renew his prayer after the examination of the victim during trial.
Obliged.
Principal,
DA number 28 of 22.
My lord, application for grant of regular bail, my lord, for an offence under section 363 and
Mr. Counsel,
364. My lord.
listen to me. From henceforth, if any other tab is opened with different courts and this court feels disturbed with this.
The question is, my lord, that one Guinness, my lord, in all. My lord, sorry, my lord, I am appearing on the High Court Google, my lord, so that some persons are there. Under section 363 and 364.
Hearing.
My lord.
It is absolutely not possible to hear you. This overlapping of arguments of different courts, it is not possible. Pass over.
Serial number 20, DA number 229 of 22. Mr. Mohit.
Yes, I am appearing this case, Willows. And at the outset, I am submitting that the petition in custody since Willows 37/2016, that is more than 5.5 years. For the offense Willows, the main offense is 307 IPC, part 1, where the maximum punishment is 10 years and 27 of the Arms Act.
Charge under section.
307 is the main 147, 148, 149, 353, 307 IPC. But it will be 357, 307 IPC. It will be 307 part 1 IPC because no one sustained any injury. So it will be 307 part 1, where the maximum sentence is 10 years. And section 27 of the Arms Act. One of the co-accused has already been granted bail also in this case. So I have a next order.
You are an absconder.
No, but I'm in custody since when I've given the date of my custody. Since 2016, I'm in custody.
So, but in which case you were in custody?
But in this case, I'm in custody.
Come to page 15.
Page 15.
15, yes.
I'm coming to page number 15. Okay, minutes.
You see the third line? It further appears that despite exhausting all the process of the court by way of warrant and process 8283, neither he surrendered nor the police could arrest him.
But the occurrence is of 2012, therefore it has been mentioned. But the fact is now I am 2016, I'm in custody in this case. That is more than 5.5 years.
Since the petitioner was an absconder, which is apparent from the impugned order, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner. The same is dismissed. First time. Since the petitioner is in custody since from 2016, I direct the trial court to record the evidence of the remaining witness on day-to-day basis after giving prior information of the dates to the prosecution, so that the witnesses can be produced. Full stop. The trial court will try to conclude the trial after recording the evidence.
One more fact, can you have it to page number 11 also? The 4 witnesses have been examined and the last witness was examined on 3/12/2018.
Yes, thereafter Corona and then thereafter.
Corona, not 2019, there was no Corona, but 2020.
Then thereafter this order. After recording the evidence on a day-to-day basis and conclude the trial within a period of 5 months from the date of receipt of the copy of this order. Full stop. The trial court will also send an information to this court once the evidence of prosecution evidence is closed.
In case it was closed matter, the liberty may be granted, I can move it.
Copy of this order is be immediately communicated to the trial court.
But that liberty may kindly given to me, brothers.
Just let me see what the trial court does.
So after this order, I also believe, my lord, the trial will be concluded. But in case if it is not concluded,
the liberty is always with you.
No, that is there, my lord. If it is in black and white, that will help me, brothers.
Nothing can be on black and white than this. Yes, next.
In this case, the offense under section 47A of the Excise Act, Lord.
What is the
in this case, Lord, he is in recovery of few bottles of 750 milliliter, my lord.
How many
And
bottles? Few bottles
that is
means
not
huge,
more than, my lord.
Mr. Sani, listen to me first.
Yes, my
Few
lord.
is a very relative term. For me, 2 is few. For you, maybe 2000 is few.
It is, my lord, I am just giving, my lord, 999 and 990 pieces
Let
of
us see what
imperial blue, and
what
the is in custody since for about a period of 1 year.
Listen to me,
1
Mr.
year.
Lordship,
And
5,670 bottles.
Let me see what is few for you. So, if
not is not few for me, my lord. As per
first
yes,
listen to me. In future,
Yes,
if
yes.
I have to impose some cost, this few will this relative expression of few will be
few
considered.
नहीं, हमने huge quantity, few नहीं बोले हुजूर, huge quantity, huge. अब हुजूर, that is the consideration granting bail to the co-accused. I have sent through mail, my lord. The co-accused in custody since 26th March 2021. From the date of occurrence itself, 4 persons occupants of the car were carrying, my lord, huge quantity of liquor, my lord. That is, I am most probably, my lord, due to problem, I have not said few. It is huge quantity.
Huge quantity.
Huge quantity, my lord.
So it is 5,000 liters.
Bottles, my lord, 350 millimeter, then my lord, 750 milliliter. The size is also given, my lord. Imperial blue. My lord, for that, my lord, 1 year, my lord, about 1 year, 26th March 2021, 11 months, and co-accused has been granted bail. He was the driver of the car.
And
He
who are
was
you?
the driver of the car, and
Who
the
are
other
you?
occupant, my lord,
Who are you?
driver, my lord, I mentioned in para 7, my lord. Petitioner was the driver of the car. He was driving the car. It was intercepted. 4 persons, my lord, were apprehended, my lord. And co-accused Adarsh Kumar has been granted bail in September 2021, my lord. On 20th September 2021.
Yes.
Lordship, 5,670 bottles of
Tell
foreign
me
liquid.
whether the case of this petitioner is similarly situated to that person who has been granted bail.
Adarsh Kumar. He
No,
was
no,
also
no.
one of the occupants in the car.
Yes.
He was apprehended on spot, Lordship.
He was also apprehended on the spot on 26th.
Mr. Tiwari, just tell me whether you can differentiate this case of this petitioner and Adarsh Kumar.
Similar, Lordship.
Similar. Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. It is alleged that the huge quantity of foreign liquor was recovered from a vehicle. Full stop. Next para. Counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is in custody from 25 to 2021, which is nearly an year. And one of the exactly similarly situated co-accused has been granted bail by a coordinated bench of this court in BA number?
BA number 8567 of 2021.
8567 of 2021.
Dated 20th September 2021.
20th September 2021 by a coordinated bench of this court. Full stop. The APP opposes the prayer and submits the quantity of liquor was recovered from the vehicle, but cannot deny the fact that the case of the petitioner stands on a similar footing with that of the co-accused who has been granted bail. Considering the custody of the petitioner and the fact that exactly similarly situated co-accused has been granted bail, 10,000 to sureties.
BA number 22, BA number 231 of 22.
But this is a case under sections 420, 467, 468, 471, 477A of the IPC. But the charge sheet has been submitted, and during investigation, your lordship will find from the charge sheet that I was not arrested. So it's only after the charge sheet.
What about the PC Act?
I'm sorry, my lord.
There's a PC
Yes,
Act.
sorry, 32 and 31 PC Act. PC Act. I'm so sorry.
What is the allegation?
Allegation, if your lordship permits me to read page 46 minutes, kindly.
Page 46.
Yes, the charge sheet, part of the charge sheet.
Yes.
Running page 46.
Yes.
Kameshwar Ram, role played by the accused person, Kameshwar Ram. This is the petitioner.
He
has closed.
Just a minute, let me find out where is page 46 here. This bulky FIR.
No, this is a part of the charge sheet. Page 46 is a part of the charge sheet.
Yes. Kameshwar Ram.
Yes.
SPM,
He had
SPO. What is this SPM, SPO?
postmaster, my lord.
Okay.
Sub postmaster.
Yes.
Sub office Ramna. Sub postmaster, sub post office Ramna.
So you have withdrew the fixed deposits, recurring deposits.
That is what the allegation is, that the petitioner and other accused persons in conspiracy methods had forged and fabricated withdrawal vouchers from RDs, recurring deposits and savings bank account and transferred the money. That is in short. Now, if your lordship wants me to read, I'll read the allegation so far as the petitioner is concerned.
Charge sheet has been submitted.
Charge sheet submitted. Now, kindly for that, therefore, for a moment, I wanted lordship to take page 34, which will show that during investigation, I was not arrested. So now, in view of the judgments of Supreme Court,
You cooperated in the investigation.
there is no allegation that I have not cooperated at all.
And now the second is you have been dismissed from service or suspended. Or you are under
Suspended. I have been suspended on 5/4/2019.
Yes, Mrs. Sinha.
Lordship, he is the main person. It has come in page 39 of
the main person
has submitted.
Whether he is the main person or not, the court will decide after the trial.
Lordship.
What is the necessity of keeping him in custody when you did not arrest him?
Lordship, charge sheet has been submitted, Lordship.
The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. The allegation against the petitioner, who happens to be the sub postmaster, is a sub postmaster or you are a postmaster?
Sub postmaster. Sub post office.
Wrongfully and fraudulently withdrew money on basis of fake and fabricated withdrawal vouchers. There is further allegation that he did not maintain the documents and ledger properly and transferred and fraudulently transferred maturity amount from recurring deposit accounts in saving banks of several persons and withdrew the same. Full stop. Next paragraph. Mr. Indrajit Sinha, appearing on behalf of the petitioner, submits that charge sheet has submitted in this case and this petitioner was arrested. Petitioner surrendered.
Remanded. He has been remanded from another 5/10. He is in custody in connection with this case on 5/10/2021.
In the earlier case?
In the earlier case, which is, this is also a point that this is a second FIR for the same offense. In that case, he was taken into custody. That is in BA1. Uska custody date is not mentioned here, so I would not make custody.
Then how does it how does it matter? You are already in custody in one case. CBI, you will definitely.
No, that bail is also pending. That bail is also pending. In that case, also it is CBI is subsequently taken over. So that will be my plea in that case, that CBI has taken over the investigation. It's the same investigation which has carried out.
You say that CBI didn't arrest you.
Yes, it did not arrest me.
Did CBI had any occasion to arrest you since you were already in custody?
No. I lottery want. उस case में कब से custody में है? Just give me a moment. I'll just give it. Yes. I think because charge sheet has been submitted in June. I surrendered, I believe, in that case also after June only.
Tell me.
I'll just give it. Give me a moment. Your lordship, pass it over for 2 cases. I'll just give you. I don't want to. Yes, I get your lord.
DA 23, DA number 232 of 22, Mr. Rahul Ranjan for the petitioner.
May I please, Lordship? This case relates to cyber offense, my lords.
CD antecedent. In the meantime, defects to be removed.
Lots of lies, my lord.
DA 24, DA number 233 of 22, Mr. Gaurav for the petitioner.
May Lordship, the present case has been instituted under section 174A IPC, being an offender in cases, Lordship. And he was in course of office inquiry by the police officer. Petitioner has been found as absconder in the 7 cases. Thereafter, once the present case has been instituted on 5th January 2019, alleging that he was an absconder, despite not taking judicial notice that the petitioner has already in custody in all the 7 cases before the lodging this FIR, Lordship. and petitioner this is a case travel by magistrate, and he is in custody since 2 years 10 months till now. In this case, present case.
In this case,
Lordship.
in all those cases you are
In all the cases, I have been already in judicial custody before lodging this FIR.
no, you are in custody now, or you have been released on bail now. In those
No,
cases,
no, no. I am in custody in that cases.
Yes, starting.
My lord, criminal incident we have filed involved in this
Accident has got nothing to do with this 174A case.
My
174A case has been filed. That definitely means there is another case against him. At least. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section 174A of the IPC. First up, the allegation against the petitioner that he was an absconder. He was an absconder in other cases which has been instituted against him. First up. Next one, counsel for the petitioner submits that in all the other cases, that is 7 in number, he is in custody. He is in custody. Also, he further submits that the charge in this case has already been framed. Next, and framed, and he is in custody since
5/4/2019.
5/4/2019. Considering the period of custody and the fact that the petitioner is already in custody in all the other 7 cases, in relation to which this particular case has been filed. Yes.
इसमें 2 cases, एक या दो cases में इसका acquittal भी हो गया है.
Yes, full stop. I am inclined to release this petitioner on bail. 10,000 to sureties.
My lords, I am appearing for the petitioner, my lords.
Yes.
My lord, petitioner in this case and the informant are the relatives, my lords. The co-accused has been granted bail by the coordinate bench, my lord. I have annexed the order at page 16, my lords. My lords, in this case, there was a disputed land between both the relatives, my lords, and it is alleged in the FIR that the petitioner party had gone on that place to stop the work, my lords, and there they started fighting, my lords. In fact, it is reverse, my lord. We had gone to stop them, my lords, and free fight broke out between both the parties, my lords. 4 people from our side also got injured, my lords. I have annexed those reports also, my lords. Earlier also, this is a long dispute, my lords. My lords, for kindly see Annexure 5. With respect to this land, my lords, 107 CRPC proceeding was also directed to be initiated if required, my lords.
Mr. Sailesh?
Yes, madam.
Mr. Sailesh Kumar
Yes.
Singh.
Yes, madam.
Sailesh Kumar Singh.
But case under section 302, my lords.
Yes, I understand. This is a case under
And
section.
there is a criminal antecedent also against this person of 307.
Tell me one thing. What is the specific allegation against the petitioner, and what is the specific overt act?
That is down in the FIR itself, my lords. All the witnesses have stated.
It's a general or a specific allegation. Number 1. Answer point number 2, whether this case of the petitioner is similar to that of Hasim Ansari, who has been granted bail.
Hasim Ansari, my lords, let it be, my lords, since I do not have the file of Hasim Ansari or this particular year, my lords. That was also there. Also, the diary was called for, my lords. Let the diary can only explain the role of all these persons, because the injured person lost the FIR. The person who sustained injury died, my lords. The land belongs to us.
I am putting you this 2 questions. Can you answer it today, or you want some time?
Some time, my lords. I'll just file it so that because from the case diary.
My lords, Hasim
to assess this court. We are allowed to list this case after 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am. So this case has been registered under section 385, 387, and 17 of the CLA.
Just a minute, Mr. Chaturvedi. Ignored. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. The first information report has been lodged against this petitioner and 2 unknown persons, ma'am. As per the case of the prosecution, on the date of occurrence, 2 unknown persons had gone to the site of the informant and they had asked them to pay the levy, ma'am, and they told that to talk with this Patarji, ma'am. So on that basis, the petitioner has been made an accused in this case, ma'am. There is no allegation that he had gone to the.
The counsel for the petitioner or the counsel for the state. It is alleged that.
May I submit, my lord?
Yes.
This petitioner have 12 criminal cases pending against this petitioner.
The allegation is not like that. In this case, it is stated that the allegation is that two boys went near the construction site at the railway overbridge and demanded levy. They gave out that at the instance of this petitioner, they are demanding levy. Full stop. This is the only allegation leveled against this petitioner. Full stop. Considering the nature of allegation, I'm inclined to release this petitioner on bail. One of the bailers should be close relative. Petitioner should appear before the trial court once a month, at least once a month.
May please lordship, in this case, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner lordship. Which is the sole petitioner also often under section 363, 368, 376, 1 only 34, and under 4 of the POXO Act of lordship. Lordship, in this case, lordship, on the email lordship, I sent the 164 statement lordship. Lordship, the allegation against the Rahul Mahara lordship, who has been granted bail lordship, that is annexure 2 lordship.
What? Annexure
2 lordship.
Yes.
Again, allegation against this petition only that he accompanied with the Rahul Mahara and taken to Devghat to Madhupur lordship. That is their lordship. It has come in 164 statement that have been sent through mail or lordship.
Your anticipatory bail was allowed?
Lordship.
In view of the statement to the effect that his anticipatory bail of this petitioner was allowed by a coordinate bench of this court, I'm let this case go out of my list to be listed before the same bench.
May lordship. The case under section 385, 386, and 34 IPC and 27 Arms Act lordship. In this case, lordship, a fire has been instituted by the officer in charge.
Not be ignored. The same has to be removed.
Make lordship, for regular bail, my lord, allegation under section 365, 367, 370. The allegation against the petitioner that he was the member of Alok Ji Dasta and the house of the informant in the forest. Alok Ji used to go there. This petitioner allegation that this petitioner also along with others went there, and 3 persons taken away by person on the vague allegation. They returned back with the gun and they stated before the guardian to flee away from the forest as the extremists flee away to see the police party.
Yes,
no,
that CD antecedent.
Five and 387, Manoj. The allegation was against one Kalu Lama. If your lordship kindly sees page 11 of this FIR, there was a mobile call given by one Kalu Lama to this informant demanding rupees 10 lakhs.
Yes.
And then it is further said that about 2 days back also there was a call on 16 to 20, and he was asked to meet one Tiwari.
Only a call.
Madam?
Only a call.
Phone call diya tha. Only a call. And not against me, against Kalu Lama. And on his confession, my name has come in. And this Kalu Lama and another co-accused Shivam, they have already been granted bail. If your lordship kindly see paragraph.
Mr. Counsel, I'm asking you, is there any allegation of transaction?
No, madam. No transaction. He was afraid of me.
Petitioner has got 6 criminal antecedent. That is there.
Similar nature.
Different natures I have stated in all those cases, madam. I have been granted bail.
Nature is not there.
The state to file an affidavit stating the criminal antecedent of the petitioner and the status of those cases.
But I have mentioned, if you lordship kindly sees, my application from para 17 onwards, my lord, I have stated. I have given all the details. They are mentioned in the order sheet. And in all those cases, I have been granted bail.
The case diary also come. I call for the case diary also.
Other co-accused, my lord, this Kalu Lama, who has confessed and given my name, he has been granted bail.
Let the case diary come. Yes.
Serial 31, BA number 243 of 22, Mohammed Ainuddin Ansari for the petitioner.
In this case, your lordship, that cognizance was taken against the petitioner under section 406, 420 and 504 of the IPC, and the petitioner in jail custody since 16/3/2020, your lordship. That this case complaint was filed on the basis of one MOU, your lordship, created on dated 3/4/18, which is the annexure to your lordship. But this MOU was subject to dispute, which was filed before the civil court Ranchi, and the civil suit is pending before both the party, your lordship. That is mentioned in the annexure number 5, your lordship. Kindly have a look, your lordship. And after filing,
what is the allegation against you?
Allegation against under 406 and 424 rupees, 90 lakh rupees was received by the petitioner, your lordship. But the thing is that, your honor, your lordship, that the annexure 1.
Who is for the informants? If you notice to the informant, have you made the informant a party? This is a complaint case, Mr. Counsel. Issue notice to OP number 2, registered ordinary requisites 3 weeks. Also, next para. Considering the case that this case arises out of a complaint and there is an allegation of execution of sale deed and allegation of receiving money and not executing a sale deed thereafter. Considering the aforesaid fact, allegation, and the fact that this is a complaint case, I'm inclined to release the petitioner on a provisional bail. 10,000 with the condition he will appear before the so-and-so police station once a month till further orders. Take steps for service of notice.
Serial 32, BA number 244 of 22, Mr. S.K. Deo for the petitioner.
May I please, your lordship? My lord, matter relates to the cyber crime, my lord.
City antecedents.
Obliged, my lord.
Serial 33, BA number 246 of 22, Mr. Rahul Ranjan for the petitioner.
Same, my lords. Matter relates to cyber offense, my lord.
City antecedents.
Obliged, my lord.
Serial 34, BA number 248 of 22, Mr. S.K. Deo.
ये भी वही है लॉर्डशिप, साइबर
Matter relates to cyber crime, my lord.
City antecedents.
Obliged, my lord.
Serial 35, BA number 249 of 22, Mr. Sabasaki.
May I please, your lordship? In this case, your lordship, 4 persons are named in FIR, and your lordship, regarding the cultivation of poppy plants, your lordship. Your lordship, out of the 4 persons, your lordship, 3 have been enlarged on bail.
What is your antecedent?
I don't have antecedent, your lordship. I have stated.
State.
Antecedent report has not come, my lord.
Call for the state will inform this court as to whether the petitioner is involved in any other similar nature of cases or not.
Serial 36, BA number 251 of 22.
I am petitioner in this case, my lord.
Yes.
इसमें 11 लोगों को एक्यूज बनाया गया एफआईआर में. इसमें 3 लोगों को एप्रीहेंड किया गया था. मैंने सरेंडर.
What is the allegation?
Allegation, my lord, 147, 148, 149, 448, 341, 323, 324, 307, 379, 506, 54 and 506. इसमें 2 लोगों को बेल कोऑर्डिनेट बेंच के द्वारा मिली है.
Your lordship, I am appearing for informant.
Mr. Counsel, yes.
A younger brother of informant has died during treatment, Your Lordship.
Can be verified that the same is neither appearing in FIR nor in impugn order.
इसमें 2 लोगों को बेल मिल चुका है मिलोड कोऑर्डिनेट बेंच के द्वारा 3-2 को और 8-2 को बेल मिला है.
Who is this petitioner? Bhavani Kumar Rao.
जी मिलोड. टिंकू साव और प्रदीप कुमार यादव को बेल मिल गया है इस पे मिलोड. और इसमें कोई डायरेक्ट एलिगेशन नहीं, ओमनी बस एलिगेशन है.
Mr. Counsel, where is the bail order?
जी मिलोड.
Where is the bail order?
Yeah, bail order में मिलोड ये मिलोड BA 15,500 of 2021 and another number is BA 16,088 221.
Again, just repeat the number again.
Yeah, 15,500 मिलोड 2021.
Another one?
Another one तो 16,088 2021.
16,028.
हाँ, 88.
16,088.
15,088.
2021. Pass over. You, Mr. Counsel.
Yes, sir.
Who is appearing for the informant? You just tell
Yes,
me whether the case of the petitioner stands on the similar footing or not.
No specific allegation, Your Lordship.
Go to the order.
Specific allegation नहीं है मिलोड.
Pass over. Yes, next.
BA 37, BA number 252 of 22, Mr. Sakshi.
May I please, Your Lordship? Offences under Arms Act, Your Lordship. 2 continued pistol and 18 cartridges has been recovered. Custody, Your Lordship, 11th of September 2021, Your Lordship. No criminal antecedent I have stated.
2 countryman pistol and
18 live cartridges, Your Lordship.
18 live cartridges. What were you doing?
एलिगेशन है कि पीठ पे एक बैग लगा हुआ था, उसमें रखा हुआ था लॉर्डशिप.
Antecedent?
एंटीसीडेंट नहीं है लॉर्डशिप. पारा 12 में लिखे हैं.
Call for the criminal antecedent of the petitioner along with the case diary.
BA 38, BA number 253 of 22, Mr. Jagdish Mukherjee.
May I please, Malaz, offense under section 302. The informant has stated that his daughter had gone to stay with the petitioner and she was found dead in his house.
There is a debate regarding names of petitioner. The name of the petitioner at index page number 1, Bakala Nama and other places will be verified from.
Malaz, the name of the petitioner is
Vaske, and in the impugn order it is still in Vase. How did she die in your house? Tell me.
Malaz, there is a confession of the petitioner.
Victim disclosed. The person found several the person found that the injuries on the person of the victim as disclosed by the accused petitioner in his confession.
It corroborates with the inquest and the postmortem.
Case diary and the postmortem report. In the meantime, try to remove the defect.
Yes, yes, Malaz.
BA 39, BA number 254 of 22, Mr. Amit Kumar, Mr. Vinod Kumar Dubey.
Make lordship for regular bail manner. Allegation under section 385, 387, no money transaction, suspicion was cast, and while register was stated in another case.
How many cases are there against you?
In this case, it is stated 2 cases. In one case, he has been remanded from another case. And in this case, it is a case of no evidence, no material. Neither mobile was used, no evidence, nor money transaction. And I am remanded, my lord, and since then, in jail without any evidence. Absolutely, there is no case against me. Neither 385 nor 387, nor I have made the demand. And I am in jail since 2921.
State?
Yes, my lord, I am appearing for state. There is a direct allegation against this petitioner.
Get the antecedent of the petitioner from the state.
And two antecedent having two.
State will file an affidavit stating as to how many cases are pending against the petitioner in the entire state of Jharkhand. This case immediately after receipt of the information. Also, in the meantime, call for the lower court record. Sorry, Delhi.
May I please, Your Lordship?
Yes, Mr. Rai.
My Lord, matter relates to 302, and according to the allegation, my lords, it is alleged by the informant that my lords, on the alleged night of occurrence, my lord, while they were sleeping on the roof, in the meanwhile, this petitioner came over there, and my lord, the informant's daughter was asked to go with him, which was refused by her. Not only that, my lord, it was protested by the wife of the informant also. Then, my lord, he gave, my lord, snipe blow, Qatari blow on the result of which, my lord, she sustained injuries and finally she died. And it is alleged that he fled away from the place of occurrence. Not only that, it has also come that mobile of this petitioner was also found, my lords, near the place of occurrence. This is the allegation, my lords.
With the direct allegation, there is eyewitness.
This direct allegation, Lordship, 164 statement. The girls of the deceased had stated, Your Lordship, that this petitioner has.
They are the eyewitness.
Yes, Your Lordship. That 164 statement. That is the 164.
The petitioner has the counsel for the state. There is an allegation that this petitioner has committed murder of the wife of the informants. Wife of the informants?
Daughter, wife of the, sorry, I'm sorry, wife of the
informant. Wife of the informant, full stop.
Yes.
The daughter of the informant is eyewitness. Next paragraph, likhiye. After going through the record, I find that the daughter of the informant eyewitness, and in fact, and further, the allegation is direct against the petitioner that assaulted the deceased. The wife of the petitioner was also found at the place of occurrence. First of considering the direct allegation and there's eyewitness, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner. Dismissed.
Obliged.
Serial 41, BA number 26 of 22, Mr. Rahul Ranjan.
May I please, Your Lordship? Case relates to cyber office, my lords.
Three antecedents.
Obliged, my lord.
In the meantime, the defects to be removed.
Obliged, my lord.
Serial 42, BA number 257 of 22, Mr. Amrit Kumar Singh, Ms. Vandana Kumari Singh.
Yes, Lord. Case under section 25(1)(b) at 26, 35 of the Arms Act and 14 of the Penal Code, Lord.
Recovery.
Lord, there's nothing recovered from him, Lord. My allegation was that two persons were seen on a motorcycle.
Yes, sir. Who is the APP?
My Lord, I am appearing on behalf of the state for a movement impugned order last para page 17 का हुजूर देखा जाए. On perusal of the record, it appeared that in this case, Nilesh Verma, Golu alias Khavdi is named in the FIR, and to accused Deepak Urao has categorically stated in his confessional statement para 11 of the CD that seized pistol and magazine bullets belong to the present petitioner.
Just tell me,
my lord.
Mr. Jha, just tell me only one thing.
Ji, my lord.
Was any incriminating article recovered from the possession of this petitioner?
He was not arrested there, my lord.
No, my lord. केवल use किया गया है.
Allegedly of committing an offence under section so and so. First of it is alleged that co-accused was arrested and from his possession firearm was recovered. First of the said co-accused confessed and has taken the name of this petitioner and stated that the firearm belonged to this petitioner. Full stop. Next paragraph. From the impugned order in the FIR, it is apparent that no incriminating article has been recovered from the possession of this petitioner. and the name of the petitioner transpired from the confessional statement of the co-accused. Full stop. Considering the aforesaid fact and the fact that he is in custody since 10/8/2021 and charge sheet has been submitted, I am inclined to release the petitioner. One of the bailers should be close relative.
Outline.
Serial number 43, DA number 258 of 22, Mr. Ravi Kumar, Ms. Pinky Kumari.
My lord, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner.
Yes.
My lord, there is only one defect, my lord, regarding the type copy which I have filed, my lord.
You are apprehended from the spot. Where are you apprehended from the
My
spot?
lord. Yes, your lordship, that is the allegation, my lord.
What is the
And 2 live cartridges were recovered from the possession of this petitioner. This is the allegation, lord. My lord, I am in custody since 19/10/2021. 19/10/2021 से. One co-accused has also been granted bail, my lord, on 7th February 2022.
1910.
Vivek Kumar.
1910.
21. 19/10/2020.
Is an accused for allegedly committing an offence punishable under section so and so. Full stop. The allegation is that on a secret information, the police raided the place of occurrence, wherein it is alleged that these petitioners and others assembled to commit crime. Full stop. Next para. Admittedly, from the position of this petitioner, 2 live cartridge.
Yes, and 1 mobile.
Yes, your lord.
And a mobile was recovered from his possession. Full stop. He is in custody since 19/10/2021 and charge sheet has already been submitted. Full stop. One of the co-accused has been granted bail by a coordinate bench of this court in BA number
15879.
15879 of 2021.
Yes,
full stop. Considering the fact that charge sheet has been submitted and one of the co-accused has been granted bail, I'm inclined to allow this application.
Obliged.
Serial 44, DA number 259 of 22, Mr. Abhilash Kumar, Mr. Sanjay Kumar, Pande number 2.
May please, your lordship. This is an
In
application.
this case, your lordship, I am for informant, your lordship. I consider.
Okay.
Lords, initially the case was instituted under section 341, 323, 324, 307, 354 and 379, 504 of the Indian Penal Code. Subsequently, the injured, my lords, husband of the informant died, therefore section 302 was added, my lords. My lords, from a bare period,
Case diary postmortem.
my lords, they are ladies and there is only allegation that they pelted a stone. Whereas the injury was caused by rod by Naresh Biswakarma, my lord. That is a specific in the first information.
Let the case diary come.
All right, lordship.
45, DA number 261 of 22, Mr. Rahul Rangan.
Case led to cyber offense, my lords.
CD antecedent.
Obliged, my lord.
Serial 46, DA number 262 of 22, Mr. Vinod Kumar Dubey.
Make lordship pray for regular bail matter litigation of plantation of poppy plants, and similarly situated co-accused has been granted bail matter that I have annexed, that your lordship will find take pen to see and it's a 3-page contract.
What is your antecedent?
मेरे इंफॉर्मेशन में तो इंसिडेंट है, हालांकि लिखा गया है, लेकिन if your lordship please then may proceed accordingly.
Case diary, full stop. The state will also inform this court as to whether the petitioner is involved in any other similar offences or not. In the meantime, the defect should be removed.
Ignore kare minor defects of your lordship.
Case diary aata hai, you remove the defects.
Under the heading fresh filing, serial number 47, DA number 218 of 22, Mr. Dilip Kumar Chakravarti.
I am appearing on behalf of petitioner, my lord.
Yes.
The case has been registered under section 395 of IPC, and another co-accused has been granted bail by this court, my lordship. It has been annexed in Annexure 3 and 4 of this petition, my lord.
Yes.
Lordship, looted article has been recovered on the instance of the petitioner.
The instance of the petitioner. Was the petitioner put on TIP?
No, Lordship.
It has not been done, sir.
How his name transpired on the confessional statement?
Yes, Lordship.
So case of the petitioner is similar to that of BN
Yes,
number
Lordship.
3627, except that the articles, some of the articles were recovered.
Yes, Lordship.
Okay, heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. So it is alleged that some unknown criminal looted 60 to 70 sacks of rice, which was loaded on a pickup van of the informant. Full stop. The FIR was registered against unknown. Full stop. One of the co-accused was arrested, who disclosed the name of this petitioner. Full stop. The petitioner was also arrested, and it is alleged that from his possession, some of the materials were recovered. Next paragraph.
Materials has not been recovered from my physical possession, my lord.
What do you mean by not recovered from your physical possession? From where it was recovered? So it is not expected that he will carry this 10 or 20 bags of rice with you physically. The counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is named in the FIR, not put on IP. He submits that the similarly situated co-accused Sandeep Lohara has been granted bail by so and so, Annexure 3. Next paragraph. APP opposes but cannot dispute the fact that Sandeep Lohara has been granted bail by a coordinate bench. Considering the fact that Sandeep Lohara, similarly situated, has been granted bail, 10,000 to rupees.
Obliged, Lord.
BN number 48, BN number 235 of 22. Mr. Mr. Vikas Kumar.
Your Lordship, I am appearing for the petition in this case, Your Lordship. Case is number 302-34 of the Indian Penal Code, Your Lordship. The allegation as per the FIR is at page 24. May I be permitted to read the FIR, Your Lordship?
Yes.
मेरा नाम सोनामुनी हेमरुम उम्र सोएंचो पिता सोएंचो बीजापुर थाना मसलिया जिला दुमका का निवासी हूं। मैं आज दिनांक 1/1/2017 को समय सुबह करीब 10 बजे ग्राम बीजापुर के से बरगंदाम जाने वाली पक्की सड़क पर बीजापुर ग्राम के जहजाल के समीप अपने बेटे तोपना हंसदा के शव के सामने
Case diary, postmortem report and the FSL report.
I have received the case diary, Lordship, in this case, Lordship.
FSL report is there?
And case diary has been received.
FSL is there?
FSL is not there.
Produce the FSL also.
Obliged, Your Lordship.
BN 49, BN number 260 of 22. Mr. Vipul Kota.
Not the allegation is under section 307 and 379 of RPC. The petition is custody since 2021. The allegation against the petitioner is only that he has instigated other co-accused, my lord, co-accused person to commit the alleged offence, my lord. And there is no role of the petitioner even in the FIR itself, my lord. The informant has narrated the entire fact, and in the fact of the petitioner, he has stated that he has only instigated the other person. There is no specific role assigned to the petitioner, my lord, in this case.
मोहन
महतो, my lord. ये बोल रहे मोहन महतो आए और मुझे जान से मारने के लिए अपने लड़कों को बोले कि साले को जान मारकर फेंक दो. मैं सब समझ लूंगा. और उसके बाद, my lord, the other co-accused, there is an allegation.
State.
Yes, my lord. He directed his other sons.
Petitioner is an accused for so and so. It is alleged that the petitioner instigated his son to assault and kill the informant. Thereafter, the sons assaulted the informants. Full stop. Next paragraph. After going through the records and after hearing the parties, I find that the allegation against the petitioner is only of instigating his sons. Full stop. From the impugned order, it is also clear that the specific allegation of assault is against the other accused person and not against this petitioner. Considering the aforesaid facts that the petitioner has only instigated and there is no allegation of directly assaulting the informant, I am inclined to release the petitioner.
Serial number 50, BA number 1, under the heading for admission, serial number 50, BA number 15344 of 21, Mr. Ashish Kumar, Ms. Vani Kumari.
I'm hearing this. Yes, my lord. The case is registered under section 20B2 of the NDPS Act, my lord. 8 kilo ganja was covered house, my lord, that is the allegation. And my lord, charge sheet has been submitted, your lordship, without any FSL report, my lord. Charge sheet has already been submitted in this.
8 kilo ganja.
And no antecedent. Yes, my lord. 8 kilo ganja, my lord. Much less than commercial quantity, your lordship.
8 or yes, who is appearing? Yes, Mr. Ravi Prakash.
8 kg, my lord. 8 kg ganja has been recovered.
So, tell me one thing. First question is whether there is any antecedent of similar nature against the petitioner.
My lord, the antecedent, my lord, that I will obtain, my lord. But it is, my lord, much more than the from the small quantity, my lord. 1 kg is, my lord.
1 kg is the small quantity. And what is the commercial quantity?
20 kg.
20 kg. Now, tell me what about the antecedent?
No antecedent that I have stated.
हमको जो मिलोड जो information मिला है not from the SP मिलोड but from the IO मिलोड that one IPC का एक case इनके against में but not from the SP मिलोड from the entire district मिलोड that report is not.
The second question which I am putting you. You seize a material. You file charge sheet. Now, how are you sure that this is ganja?
Milord, this has been sent for FSL, examination of FSL, only report is not there.
So now, tell me, suppose the report comes stating that this is not a ganja, it is a mere grass. Where will your charge sheet stand?
Milord, the lordship is correct, Milord. But
where will your charge sheet stand?
Lordship is correct, Milord. The charge sheet, Milord. Certainly, Milord, if the narcotics drug is not there, Milord. Then, but Milord,
see, on your surmises, I can't keep him.
But Milord, there is a judgment of this honorable court also, Milord.
Yes.
The FSL report can be obtained during the course of trial, Milord. That judgment is also there, Milord.
So you
But with lordship permit, Milord,
this is for bail. For bail, there is no sufficient material whether this is ganja or not. For conviction, if you can bring during trial that it is ganja, he will be convicted.
Milord, may I submit, Milord?
Yes.
If lordship permit, Milord, one thing, Milord, the lordship may kindly allow 1 or 2 days time, Milord. So,
sorry. Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. There's an allegation that 8 kg of ganja was recovered from the house of this petitioner. Next paragraph. The counsel for the petitioner submits that though the charge sheet has been submitted, yet the same has been submitted without the FSL report. He submits that there is nothing on record to suggest that the material which was seized from the possession of the petitioner was ever examined, and after chemical examination, it was found to be ganja. Also, next para. The APP opposes the prayer and submits that the FSL report can be produced at any time during trial, but admits that the charge sheet has been submitted without the FSL report. Full stop. Considering the aforesaid fact, I'm inclined to release the petitioner. Considering the aforesaid fact and the allegation is that the petitioner has kept ganja, I am inclined to release the petitioner. Yes. Yes.
Possible cases, serial number 19, DA number 228 of 22, Mr. Vinod Kumar Jha.
My lord.
Yes.
My lord, under section, my lord, 366, added section 364A of the Indian Penal Code. In this case, petitioner is not named in FIR, my lord, nothing incriminating has been recovered. Petitioner has implicated in this case on the basis of confessional statement before police, my lord, no antecedent, my lord, and during investigation, the victim and staff was recovered, my lord, by the police, and my lord, he has custody since 5/9/2021. In this case, my lord, other co-accused persons case diary was called for, my lord, today, my lord, by coordinate bench of this court.
Give the case number.
My lord, BA number 116 of 2022, my lord.
BA number 116 of
22, my lord.
22. List this case along with BA number 116 of 2022, in which case diary has been called for.
Obla.
Serial number 22, BA number 231 22, Mr. Ankit Vishal, Mr. Indrajit Sinha.
Your Lordship, apologies, my lords. My senior my lord is arguing before another court, my lords. However, my lords, we have got the file of the my lords, the other file which we have filed, my lord, the in relation to the petitioner, my lords. The petitioner, my lords, is in custody since 24/8/2021, and my lords, from the perusal of the charge sheet as well filed by the CBI, it is apparent that the petitioner was not arrested at the time of filing of charge sheet.
Just a minute. When was charge sheet submitted in this case?
Yes. In the my lord, in the case, my lord.
Yes, in this case.
In CBI case, Your Lordship, the charge sheet was submitted on 30th June 2021.
30th June 2021.
Yes, Your Lordship.
36 to 21, 30th June.
30th June.
That means Mrs. Sinha, at the time of filing charge sheet, he was not in custody in the other case.
No,
Lordship, it has been annexed in this petition itself that there was another case of 19.
Just tell me one thing. Just tell me one thing. When the charge sheet was submitted in this case, he was not in custody in relation to any other case?
Lordship, that's I'm not sure, Lordship, because from this petition I'm not sure, because there is one FIR in this petition that is of 19.
In that FIR, Lordship, he was arrested on 24th of August 2021.
See, there was an FIR. There was an FIR. And the same FIR was taken up for investigation by you, and you have registered a separate case. Is it the
Lordship,
case?
on the application of no, Lordship, that was different FIR. On the application of Superintendent of Police, another, the CBI has
similar allegation, my lord.
This case, Lordship.
I am asking you only one question.
Lordship.
You have investigated a particular FIR after registering it?
Lordship.
You have investigated. At the time of investigation, the petitioner was in custody or petitioner was not in custody?
That I can't say, because from the petition I'm not sure, Lordship. Then I will take instruction from the CBI, Lordship, because I'm not sure whether he was in custody or not. He has stated in his petition that he is in custody since October, Lordship, 21. He has stated in this petition.
Lordship, he was remanded in the instant matter on 5th of October 2021. However, Lordship, in the earlier case, which was registered against the petitioner by the police, he was in custody. He was taken into custody on 24th of August 2021, Lordship. Subsequent thereto, he has been remanded in the instant case.
Okay.
Lordship, from perusal of the charge sheet, it appears that he was not arrested.
I got it. The counsel for the petition or the counsel for the state. There's an allegation. Who likha isko? Who has taken down? The allegation against the petitioner is so and so. The other P has taken it down. What's the next para? Counsel for the petitioner submits that admittedly the petitioner surrendered. Petitioner was remanded in this case. Remanded in this case after submission of charge sheet. It is submitted that during the entire period when the investigation was carried on by the CBI did not arrest the petitioner, and the petitioner has cooperated with the trial, with the investigation. That, yes?
No, nothing.
He submitted that in another case which has been lodged against the petitioner having similar allegation. The petitioner was arrested on 24/8/2021. That is after submission of charge sheet in this instant case. Bracket within bracket likhiye 36/2021. And thereafter the petitioner was remanded in this case on 5/10/2021. Next para. Mrs. Neetu Sinha submits that there's an allegation of the petitioner that he has fraudulently withdrawn the recurring deposit and have misappropriated the same, and he has not maintained any records, but admits that petitioner was not arrested during the investigation and charge sheet has already been submitted. And after submission of the charge sheet, the petitioner is in custody. Full stop. Next para. From the aforesaid submissions, it is quite clear that charge sheet has been submitted in this case, and during the entire period of investigation, the CBI did not arrest the petitioner. Full stop. This clearly suggests that the petitioner cooperated during the investigation with the investigating officer. Full stop. Further, since charge sheet has already been submitted, the entire documents and the evidence which are to be produced before the court is with the CBI, and there is no chance of tampering with the evidence. Full stop. Considering the aforesaid fact, I am inclined to release the petitioner on bail, 20,000 with two sureties. One of the bailers should be close relative, having sufficient landed property in his name, and the petitioner should appear before the trial court as and when he is directed to appear.
Obliged.
Serial number 36, DA number 251 of 22, Mr. Subendu Jayapuriyar.
Ji, my lord. Your lordship, as per FIR, the person, the accused who have assaulted the deceased overhead with sword has not been disclosed. But later on,
direct allegation
161 statement, direct allegation Tinku Shah, who has been granted bail.
Who has been granted bail? Full stop. Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that though in the FIR the allegation is general and omnibus in nature, to the effect that the accused persons attacked the deceased armed with deadly weapons and assaulted the informant and looted articles. Who is the deceased?
Assaulted the younger brother of informant.
The deceased is the younger brother of the informant. Full stop. He submits that during the statement under section 161, recorded under section 161 of the CRPC, it has come to light that it is one Tinku Sao who is the main assailant.
Yeah.
He submits that Tinku Sao has been granted bail by the coordinate bench of this court in BA number so and so. Next para. The counsel for the informant opposes the prayer and submits that all the accused person have assaulted the deceased and the informant, but admitted that Tinku Sao, against whom there is a specific allegation, has been granted bail by coordinate bench of this court. Full stop. Considering the aforesaid submission, I find that the case of the petitioner stands on a better footing with that of Tinku Sao, who has been granted bail. Full stop. Thus, I am inclined to release the petitioner.
Hello. May I submit, Lordship? In serial number 17, Lordship, I could not connect in time, Lordship.
What happened in serial number 17? You have to remove the defect.
Obligation.
You have to remove the defect.
So that may be no one appears, that may be the strikeout, if possible.
How possible?
Possible because
entire proceeding is video recorded and it is in YouTube. How can that be? Everyone will see that no one has appeared. In spite of that, I have passed an order that I have heard you. It's impossible now.
I am Lordship, item number 36.
Item number?
36. I am appearing for the state law.
36. You give your slip.
Passover.
It's Passover. 36 bail has been granted.
Lordship.
I have heard the information. Give your slip. You give your slip. Yes.
I was in another court, Lordship. My name may be his court.
It's not